men, Disney. Are men leaving Disney? Boys not watching Disney movies because Disney's gone woke? Is that the truth? Because feminism and girl bosses? I don't believe it is, personally. Reality is, even though for a time period, I very much understood the argument against woke, I lost that ability to see what they're talking about. And I don't like the Disney shows its lack of integrity because they are absolutely doing everything that's antithetical to what they did previously, depending on what the times are. So now that they don't think the left is the hip new young crowd, they're going to cater to the right. And you see that with articles like this that leak out. And I just think it's them pushing these articles out. And they're trying to be hip and cool. And I'm like, I don't think that having women in the lead in any movie, especially when you made like 35 movies and like 3 or 4 have women leads, it's absolutely predominantly male. It doesn't mean that the brand of Marvel is going female. It's not the MCU because you have, 5% of your movies with female leads. I don't believe that. I believe that men are watching less on the basis of something very simple. It's because most people are watching less. And they're trying to say, oh, well, men are watching less. Well, like, if your audience is made up of 70% male and you're losing your audience, it's going to look like men are leaving. I'm like, no, it's everybody leaving you. And it's simply as a result of you lost your luster. You lost the intrigue. You made a good 3 acts. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 culminated in a big war against Thanos himself. And then, I think the rumor was back in the day, Alan Horn fired James Gunn was supposed to lead a space phase. I don't know how that would have gone. But then you went into the introduction meandering. And your inability to have some, cliffhanger to lead someone into the next movie that says, I got to see what's going to happen because I know ultimately it's going to come out to be this culmination of battling Shao Kahn at the end, the big bad. When you don't have that, and it just feels like meandering and nothing really ties together, you've trained people to believe in that, and now you lost what you trained them to believe in. Now, I don't believe this has to happen with any franchise at all. The idea that every movie has to, every franchise has to culminate to something like this, like a Thanos event. But I'm like, that's what you taught your audience. So now that you get to Phase 4 and Phase 5, and you spend a lot of time just going without a light at the end of the tunnel, that's what made you lose them. And because more of your audience is male than they are female, that's why it looks like you're losing a lot of male audience. I don't think it has anything to do with women, because I think the average man, outside of these crazy anti-woke people, but they still see the movie. That's the thing is, all these people who hate woke and they hate women in the movies, they still see the movie. So I don't think it has any effect whatsoever. I think the reality is simply the majority of your audience is male. You're losing most of your audience, and that's why it looks like men are leaving. I'm like, everybody's leaving. So, and if you simply didn't put things out a month after they premiered in theaters on streaming, then you'd also wouldn't be teaching them that they have no reason to rush to the theaters. It's death by suicide from these retards who run these places. I'm like, you are sabotaging yourself for your business model. What you need to do is simply have a movie. What you need to do when you restart it, because they are going to restart it, restart it with the understanding that before, there was going to be some big bad at the end. I think it's a good idea for Marvel. But also, I do think you need to not use streaming as the, incoming 1 month idea. Like, you need to have it, this movie comes out for this time slot, it's in theaters for 7 weeks or whatever, and then they don't get to see it for a year. Then it comes out on physical media or on streaming. I think physical media is so much better. And that's what happens. If you trained them to be like that, they would have to go see the movie, because then, for the longest time, how movies used to be, if anyone else saw it, they didn't see it. So, movie comes out, you didn't see it, a year later you got to see it, and everybody had already seen it. That's how you teach your audience. So, overall, that's my rant. Like and subscribe for more rants about the film industry and anything else I please. Observing the chaos and the inevitable Blade Runner future we're entering in, the Soylent Green future we're entering in. Right now, it's so sad. So sad. Chaos all around me. Chaos in my private life, chaos in the out world, the external life, the internal and external is all falling to shit. So, yeah. What do you think? Comment down below. Why do you think Disney's losing the male audience? I think it's a myth. Well, not a myth. That's a misdirect.